Welcome. This is the story of Barry the Beaver, or Barry the Castor Canadensis. After Barry left home at the age of 2, he spent lots of time trying to find a nice place to start his new home. The ideal place for a beaver to start building is a slow-moving stream or a pond. Barry had some trouble finding a place to build his home, because whenever he found a good place to start, he would smell the scent of another beaver that had marked that pond as their territory with their castor oil. He knew that he would have to leave those areas fast, because his parents had told him that other beavers can be extremely defensive of their habitats, and that being attacked by these other beavers is a common way for freshly moved out beavers such as himself to die. This is the main reason for any intra-specific competition within beavers. Barry was having a lot of trouble finding a place, and had to travel nearly 16 kilometers to find the perfect place. When first moving in, Barry had to build up a dam around the ends of his stream in order to turn it into a nice pond. About a month into the process, another beaver, named Belle, wandered into his stream. Barry thought she was very pretty, but since beavers mate for life, he had to be sure she would be a good partner. After playing around for a bit, they decided they liked each other and wanted to start making that pond family ready. Barry and Belle started by finishing the dam to raise the water levels. Beavers make deep ponds for multiple reasons. The first is because that is their main hiding place. If a predator were to approach, a beaver would swim to and hide in the bottom of their pond for up to 15 minutes before they needed to resurface. Since beavers have no special defense mechanism, this, and hiding in their lodges, is their main way of avoiding predators. Though beavers have extremely strong and sharp teeth, they have only been known to use those as defense in dire situations, and rarely bite humans. The other reason they make deep ponds is because that is where they store their food during the winter. Once Barry and Belle have finished their dam, they begin to work on building a lodge that they will raise their kits in. The building of a beaver dam serves many other animals and creatures of the wild, but beavers don't really ask for much in return. When building their dams, they create ponds that are ideal habitats for other species as well, such as fish, deer, ducks, otters, and many more. Since beavers are herbivores, collecting food for winter storage isn't too hard. Barry stores extra branches from the trees that he's using to build up his lodge with. Beavers will eat the wood itself and the bark from the branches of the trees. Baby beavers, also known as kits, will eat vegetation such as lily pads when done feeding off the breast milk from their mothers. Since this is all the beavers eat, there is very little interspecific competition between beavers and other species. With a gestation period from anywhere between 100 to 120 days, Barry and Belle start mating during the winter, so that their kits will arrive at the beginning of spring. Come spring, Belle gives birth to 4 beautiful kits, 2 males and 2 females. Beavers have only 1 litter a year, which consists of anywhere from around 1 to 7 kits on average, depending on the supply of food, giving beavers an annual fecundity of around 1 to 7, and a total fecundity of around 25 to 35 or more. Barry and Belle spend the first couple of weeks tending to the kits, making them a K-selected species. For the first year, the kits will spend most of their time safe in the lodge, but will occasionally go outside and learn from their parents all the basics about building dams and working on the lodge. Since beavers have a type 2 survivorship curve, they don't have an exact life expectancy, but it's usually between 4 to 10 years, maybe even more of up to 15. When Barry is out and he sees a predator, he will slap his tail against the water to make a loud noise and notify Belle to hide in the lodge and keep their kits safe. The next year, after having grown their pond even more, Belle gives birth to even more kits. Now that their first kits are older, they will help tend to the younger ones, and also help with construction around the pond, as well as cleaning the lodge. Often, Barry will venture out with the older kits, leaving Belle to tend with the younger ones by herself. Barry has to be really careful when out with his kits, because on land is where beavers are most vulnerable. They have no natural predators in the water, though otters have been known to sneak into lodges and kill kits, but on land, they are hunted by wolves, bears, coyotes, wolverines, and lynxes. Barry also needs to look out for humans and their sneaky little traps. At one point, there was between 60 and 400 million beavers. But then people decided that dead beavers looked nice on their heads and draped around their bodies, so they hunted them to near extinction. Now, there's an estimated 6 to 12 million, which isn't too bad, but Barry and the other beavers still need to watch out for these main threats against them. Now, Castor canadinus are evenly spread out through most of Canada and the US. Another year later, Barry and Belle's first set of kits are 2 years old, sexually mature, and ready to move out and start their own families. Belle is worried that her little children won't be able to survive on their own, but Barry reassures her that since beavers are very busy and efficient workers, they are easily able to survive by themselves for as long as need be, until they get a mate and start a family. Thank you for listening and watching Barry's exciting story. Hope you had a great time. Bye.